What's going on, everybody? Chris Classic car vlog number 1011. I don't even know how many car vlogs I got on the way to work, but I just want to say that God loves you, Christ loves you, I love you. There's a lot of love out there. Sometimes we got to look for it, and sometimes it feels unfair that we got to find somebody or something to love us. But the way God loves us, sometimes we don't even understand it. You get what I'm saying? So through trials, tribulations, through our own errors, and even the shortcomings, we realize that God loves us, and sometimes we do go through tests. As a parent, we test people. As bosses, we test people. Sometimes we test people in our relationships and things like that. So don't think that it's all hate and things like that. And sometimes you got to be accountability for the things that we put ourselves in. So always remember that. God bless. It's a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel as well. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. As I will be, I guess, talking from an angle because this doesn't want to work that well today, but we're going to go with that. Jeff Hardy's back. He's back in AEW. He helped his brother for the second time. This was a lot better than the first time he helped him. If you guys was rocking with me about year and a half ago, I talked about Jeff's first debut on how his brother was getting beat up. And when Jeff's music hit, everybody was excited, and he got out there and started doing the do. I'm like, bro, your brother getting beat up. You got a chance to do a little jig? Yeah, I wouldn't ask you for help. And that literally was the name of the video. I wouldn't ask Jeff Hardy for help if I got jumped, because he gonna do his little dance, he gonna do his little jig. You get what I'm saying? But going into it, he's back. So a lot of people feel divided, and I say rightfully so. Rightfully so. Jeff Hardy has a past of with abuse, drugs, alcohol, sometimes just doing things he's not supposed to do. We talk about like the suspensions he's had in WWE, list of things at TNA. He was on drugs going against Matt Morgan. He was bad, and went against Sting, just bad stuff. And he took a break from TNA, came back, so he turned his life around and stuff like that. All that, and the WWE situation, and then even now when he was in AEW with the drunk drive. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and pinpoint everything that Jeff has went through. Like I said, if you are happy he's back, that's cool. Jeff Hardy is very influential. Like, a lot of people talk about like fans who love Jeff and things like that, but I think that a lot of wrestlers do. I think a lot of wrestlers with this daredevil attitude and style of wrestling, they're heavily influenced by Jeff, by diving off of stuff. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Jeff is untrained and things like that, but you could tell his style has definitely differentiated. Now, I'm a big fan of Matt. I've always been a fan of Matt because of the technical and the stuff, things that he used to do. Keyword used to. You get what I'm saying? But Jeff is the guy that's going to jump off the top, and that's usually what people remember and stuff. So a lot of people do a lot of unsafe things and crazy things, and I do think that Jeff is influential with things like that. I mean, you even had Wardlow doing swantons as tributes to him and stuff because he was a fan. But going back into it, some people are happy, some people are not, because it's just like, why would you invest so much money in somebody that may mess up? Now, me, I'm definitely a believer of second chances and even forgiving people. I'm definitely one of those to a certain extent. Some things I'll be like, I can forgive you, but things probably won't be the same. Would I personally hire Jeff back in a wrestling capacity? Probably not. But then again, I don't own I don't own a business that's on TV and stuff like that. I think that would have been fine without him. It is good to see him, and I do pray that he beats everything that's messing with him and changing him and whatever he's turning to for going through pain and stuff. Because even when he was in AEW, he looked like he was in pain. Like the swantons and just walking to the ring, doing certain things, he's been wobbly. Like, a lot of stuff has like been very scary on Jeff's end. Like, even the match against him and when it was Hardy's versus the Young Buck, it was just like, oh my gosh, like Jeff really did look out of place. So I do hope everything is all right. Just because some people don't want him to be employed by a national televised company, that does not mean that people don't want the best for him. I think a lot of people got to get out of that, because some of the people want to get mad and talk about hate and stuff. I do hope everything is good and stuff like that. Jeff, a lot of people still love Jeff, and regardless of what you do, what he's done, people like him. I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't like him. Yes, your choice. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan of Jeff Hardy and stuff like that. I thought he was doing pretty decent in WWE before the release and stuff. I thought, it was more of a slower pace. I thought he was doing good. I thought he was slowly going to wrap up what he was doing, and then that situation happened at the was it the house show, and all that happened. I thought he was doing decent, but who knows. But going back into it, AEW has that big show coming up in Wembley. I think a lot of people like Jeff, and the thing is, I want people to understand this here from a wrestling standpoint, right? There's a lot of wrestlers that shouldn't even be called wrestlers. I'm not sitting there saying Jeff is one of those. They got people that have done way worse than Jeff Hardy, and they get booked every day, or you see them on TV, or they get documentaries, or they get booked on the independent scenes, or they are a champion somewhere. So you do have a lot. So that's why some people are just let him wrestle, because you do have a lot of people that's worse, that's done worse, that their past will never be brought up outside of certain people and things like that. But some people like to use that I can differentiate the person's work over what the actual person did. We saw a lot of people still talk about CB and what he did, and some people are like, oh well, his wrestling career is Hall of Fame worthy, but the person is not. And it's just like, it's kind of hard to differentiate, because people want to just say that, and it's just like, that still strikes a nerve with a lot of people. Now Jeff, with his past with alcohol and drugs, that strikes a lot of people too. People who are victims of it, or was in a car when this kind of stuff happened. A lot of people even think of the situation with Jay Briscoe. So, and I'm not here to try to make people hate Jeff Hardy or anything like that. I'm just what I try to do is I try to tell people, think of other people's views as well. If we're going to sit here and debate or have a conversation on why somebody should be here, why somebody should be not, hear both sides. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want nobody, like some people are going to the extreme. Oh, it won't be long until he drives another car or he does something. I don't want that on him, because one, he could die, or two, he could kill somebody. And I don't want that on him. I don't want that on nobody's jacket. But at the same time, you also have to be accountable for your actions. Stay away from this, don't do this. Stay away from people who are yes men because you Jeff Hardy, one of the most popular wrestlers in the world. Stay away from these kind of people. It's just not. I do know that they were going to make them the tag champs, and then the situation with Jeff happened. They wound up giving it to Keith Lee and Swerve. But we'll see where it goes. You guys excited about Jeff? Are you excited about Jeff? Are you happy to see Jeff? Or are you praying for Jeff? You think, what do you guys think? Hopefully this is the one. I hope he's straight. It's not, a lot of companies, a lot of the companies he's wrestled for has given him a lot of chances and stuff like that. A lot of people don't get that kind of grace, except God. God gives us a lot of grace, and Christ gives us a lot of grace with a lot of things that we're not supposed to. But especially in the earthly realm, it's not a lot of people, companies, let alone multi-million-dollar companies or whatever like that, very popular on TV, that just give somebody chance after chance after chance, especially with all kind of the drugs and alcohol abuse that this man has went through. But is this the final one? I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope he retires to the sunset whenever he feels like it, him and his brother, whatever they want to do. But we'll see. You happy to see Jeff Hardy? Leave a comment. Shout out to Robert Brown. He the one who gave me this topic to speak about. I'll try to speak about more topics that people want me to speak about and everything like that, especially if I have a little knowledge on it. So hope you guys are having a great day. This is Chris Classic. Let's go.